Hi everyone, this is Siddharth Shukla from Mirchi Plus and आज मेरे साथ है Avika Gor and Krishna Bhatt who are coming up with एक डरावनी सी पिक्चर लेकर 1920 Avika, Krishna, very warm welcome to Mirchi Plus.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I want to start with Avika first. Avika, कितना डर लगा ये शूट करते हुए?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं, बहुत ही
Okay.
अच्छे से मजे से शूट हुआ है. लेकिन हाँ, जब मैंने फिल्म देखी पहली बार, दूसरी बार और डबिंग के वक्त, तब बहुत डर लगा. मैं खुद ने एक्सपेक्ट करी थी कि ऐसा म्यूजिक होगा या ऐसा बैकग्राउंड स्कोर होगा, तो तब उन मोमेंट्स में मैं भी ऐसे झटके खा रही थी. बट ऑन हाँ, तब मैं डेफिनेटली डर रही थी, बट सेट पे तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं.
Okay. Krishna, like you have been directing and horror is the genre for you. I want to know ऐसा क्या reason है that you're sticking to horror because we've seen your films and like why horror? Only
Actually, because firstly, I don't know, it was just ironic that I started my career because I started my filmmaking journey because I saw my father making 1920 and I was so inspired that I wanted to be a filmmaker. And then my debut with 1920. So that's kind of ironic. But after the COVID, the pandemic left our film industry in a very unstable state. And in that unstable state, we had this franchise called 1920. And we wrote it with an emotional core. So it's not just a horror. Of course, there is horror. But there's also a very strong emotional spine that the film has about this girl called Meghna, who's 21 years old, and she makes a wrong decision. And her revenge makes her kind of realize that she's done something so bad that she might not be able to undo it. So that journey that we've kind of woven is, I think, only in a post-COVID world could you kind of think of putting horror and emotion together. When the world went through so much together. So that's, I think, why 1920.
I'm loving the chemistry between the director and actor जो बहुत एकदम ऐसे हंसी ठिठोली टाइप हो रही है ना. मुझे जानना है कितना डिफिकल्ट था कोई सीरियस सीन शूट करते वक्त.
नहीं जब वो एक्शन बोलती थी तब मैं बिल्कुल सीरियस होती थी. तब मैं
कितनी बार हम लोग हंस पड़े यार. You remember that one trolley shot where that light had been kept and you and I just kept laughing. Prakash sir couldn't understand what to do with these two dumb chicks on set.
Yeah, we have had a lot of fun on set. हम काफी हंसते. But सिंक एक बार बैठ जाता है ना किसी के साथ, then you kind of वो मस्ती में काम हो जाता है और अच्छा काम हो जाता है. And that's what happened here. यहाँ पे कभी भी ऐसा स्ट्रेस वाला सिचुएशन नहीं था. कभी भी ऐसा नहीं था कि अरे एक और दिन बचा है. None of those kind of feelings. मुझे तो I remember last day मैं इतनी ज्यादा sad हो गई थी कि मेरा last day है. I was feeling so bad. I didn't want it to end.
But can I tell you that we had like 2-3 last days actually. Because Avika had a last day and then we couldn't finish her work. So she was sad the whole day that, oh, it's my last day. Then we said, oh, but we need you for one more day. And then on that day, something happened and we couldn't finish. So then it was her second last day. So then we had one third last day. And then by the end of it, Avika was like, "Meko maaf karo." Mera last day ka depression chala gaya hai.
So Avika, did you see earlier पहले के parts 1920 के when you were offered?
Of course, नहीं, मैंने पहले ही देख चुके थे before I was offered for it. And I mean, it's always been कि अगर हिंदी फिल्म में कभी किसी ने horror बनाने की daring की है तो इसी टीम ने की है. And that too of a level जो लोगों ने देखा है और डरा है और हंसा नहीं है. So I think मेरे लिए तो this was one of those कि ये इतनी बड़ी फिल्म है. मुझे I'm definitely aware of what kind of hits they were, and what kind of actors were there in those films, and I'm aware of all of it. So for me, when I was approached for it, मुझे ये सारी knowledge थी, and I think उसी वजह से I was very excited, and मैं यही सोच रही थी कि ये इतना बड़ा मौका मुझे कैसे मिल रहा है.
Krishna, like when you were casting, जब like you said, जब लिखी जा रही थी story, and you were writing horror था, emotional scene सब आ रहा था उसके अंदर. What is it that made you decide, okay, Avika is gonna be there?
I also want to know this. बता Krishna.
It's a very boring story. Dad and I were working on the casting of the film, and Dad had a Zoom call with Avika. Okay, I didn't know he had or he just mentioned to me having a call with Avika for 1920. I didn't take it. I didn't think about it. I don't know what I was doing, but then he told me, Avika, I've spoken to her. She's doing it, and Dad is so good, at finding people that I didn't question it only. Okay, now when I said, but Dad, so he's like, first she's done Balika Vadhu. I was like, Anandi, Anandi बड़ी हो गई. He's like, बहुत बड़ी हो गई है, बहुत खूबसूरत हो गई. I was like, अच्छा.
How sweet.
So then he's like, and he said she's done a lot of work in Telugu. And I will not lie to you, I had no idea how big she is in Telugu till I went to Hyderabad for 1920, and I saw that it's like, she was like, अब तुम हमारे अड्डे में आई हो, and she literally was ruling, over there. Like she just ruled. But when I realized Avika was the right cast is when I met her. I think we had done a photo for it, and when I saw her, I just knew that I had done that Dad had just worked his miracle again. But what confirmed it was when we started shooting and we did our first scene, and she had a romantic scene, and I think she just, how some people like stress. Oh my God, ये line है, ये scene है, अभी मैं कैसे करूँ, ऐसे करूँ. She didn't ask me a single question. She did perfect. And from there on, we became friends, and we laughed at the most ridiculous things. And I think now whenever Dad is writing a script, I'm like, we should take Avika. And he's like, I think you've become her personal agent.
But that's not at all a boring story, to be honest. It's really interesting. So Avika, like Krishna was saying, जैसे ही पता चला कि Avika is there, then the first name that came to her head was Anandi. कितना डिफिकल्ट था उस कैरेक्टर के टैग से निकलने के. नाउ सिंस ऑब्वियसली उसके बाद you also played Rolly and you've done, like she said, big in South. But जब ट्रांजिशन कर रहे थे, because of बहुत लेट तक people recognized you as Anandi, इतना बिग बड़ा कैरेक्टर था वो, इतना फेमस हो गया था, थोड़ा सा प्रेशर फील होता था कि अरे यार इतना सारा और काम करना है, and मतलब although it has given you a lot, but you still need to get out of it, right?
To be honest, I don't want to get out. I love the idea of people thinking of me as Anandi even 14 years after that show. I love the idea कि अभी भी, when I meet some aunties, they just end up crying looking at me. I think ये जो connection बन गया है उस एक character की वजह से, I think I'm going to cherish it for the rest of my life, because ये जो मुझे मौका मिला है without even knowing those people, उनकी family का एक हिस्सा बनने का मौका, I think ये बहुत rare होता है. ये सारे actors के साथ नहीं होता, ये सारे characters के साथ नहीं होता. So I have been very lucky कि ये हुआ है, and please call me Anandi. I don't mind. I love it.
Amazing. How superstitious are you guys? Because when it comes, horror is not just the ghost or not just the atma that, एक cliched रहता है. Obviously, supernatural elements involved होते हैं, psychological elements involved होते हैं. But एक superstition भी आता है. Are you guys superstitious in real life?
No. I don't think so. Even Krishna is.
I'm not like superstitious. Like I won't wear like 100 rings and gemstones and color coordinate day. I'm like basic superstitious, right? Like very basic, like how they say like negative vibes, positive vibes, those kind of things. I feel like there is negativity when people are like negative in their thoughts. You kind of exude that bad vibe. And I think if you're a good person, you just exude a good vibe. So I think that's 8. Apart from that, you can ask my dad for his horror experiences. They're like 100.
That
He's
brings
a
me to
regular
asking.
member of the ghost community.
Yeah, actually, that brings me to asking, थोड़ा सा pressure होता है because to maintain इतना बड़ा legacy, because you come from a family of like brilliant filmmakers, like the entire team, right? तो थोड़ा सा pressure होता है.
Yeah, I would be lying if I said there's no pressure. I mean, it's a filmmaking thing that I've chosen. Like
Yeah.
my father, I've chosen horror in this film. Like my father, I've chosen 1920, which is my father's hallmark film. So
Yeah.
I mean, of course, so I feel like it was like I just brought up challenges for myself. But having said that, I feel deeply grateful for my father. He has worked very hard to make his name, and he has worked very hard so that I get a name and a surname. And he has helped me. He's never made me feel inadequate or stupid. He's always made me feel important. Always made me feel like I deserve what I've got. Many times I felt so like I remember we were coming back from Hyderabad and Nagsar and had spoken so beautifully about the film. I was so overwhelmed, and I literally called him in the car on the way to the airport and said, sometimes I feel like, do I even deserve something so beautiful? And he said, you do, you truly do, and don't ever undermine what you deserve. So I think that he's the reason I even know I deserve it.
That's really sweet. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
So, Avika, on the other hand, you have made it. You don't belong to. You didn't know anyone in the industry when you were here. It's like the two extremes that I'm talking to right now. Making it big, but from coming. So eventually, it is about the work, right? But that you do. But अभी भी ऐसा होता है, because when I talk to other actors also, they say अभी भी ऐसा होता है कि when you work in TV, so they are looked down upon के नहीं TV का नहीं करना है.
हाँ, I mean अभी भी वो एक perception तो definitely है कि आप एक TV actor रह चुके हो. But I look at it very differently. According to me, being a TV actor is the most difficult job an actor can do, because it's not just about working for so many hours, but also getting a script 5 minutes before your shot,
Yeah.
making it look convincing, making sure that you deliver what you're supposed to. And not just that, you can go back home, you can see the episode, you can rectify, come back the next day, improve yourself. आई थिंक ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज बहुत कम एक्टर्स को मिलती है कि आपने एक सीन कर लिया, अगले दिन उसी टाइप का जो सीन है उसको आप थोड़ा अलग वे में करो. आई मीन ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं मिलती. एंड आई थिंक द काइंड ऑफ रीच टीवी ऑडियंसेस गिव, ये बहुत बहुत बड़ी रीच है. इसीलिए तो बड़े से बड़े स्टार्स रियलिटी शोज होस्ट करते हैं, बिकॉज दे वांट दैट टीवी ऑडियंस का रीच. एंड आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट आई स्टार्टेड माय जर्नी देयर, बिकॉज मेरी जर्नी एक प्रॉपर एक्टिंग स्कूल रही है मेरे लिए. फ्रॉम बालिका में, जहाँ पे सुरेखा सीकरी जी, अनूप सोनी जी ऐसे एक्टर्स थे, टू सतपाल सिमर का, जहाँ पे जयती भाटिया, निशी गंदावाद ऐसे एक्टर्स थे. मेरे लिए तो ये जर्नी बहुत ही अमेजिंग रही है, क्योंकि इतना कुछ सीखने मिला है एवरी डे. सो फॉर मी दैट टैग ऑफ टीवी एक्टर, इवन इफ पीपल अभी भी अगर वो बोलते हैं इतने तेलुगु फिल्म्स के बाद भी, तो मुझे तो काफी प्राउड फील होता है दैट आई बिलोंग टू दैट challenging industry where actors are challenged, and I love that. Right. And rahi baat people looking down upon TV actors, I think बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं हमारे पास, चाहे वो शाहरुख खान, विद्या बालन जैसे नाम हो, या मृणाल या राधिका मदान जैसे नाम हो. आई थिंक बहुत एग्जाम्पल्स हैं हमारे पास टू सेट दैट थॉट असाइड नाउ, क्योंकि इट्स हाई टाइम. आई मीन वो अब नहीं होना चाहिए. होता आ रहा है, that's a fact, but होना नहीं चाहिए, that's also a fact.
Amazing. And like you also are one of the examples, by the way. We forgot to add your name. We're doing really big. That reminds me of, like you said, you have done, like not you said, but you've done several films in down south. What's the difference that you feel? Is there any cultural difference, or the working pattern difference that you feel when you're working here and down south?
नहीं यार, सेम एंथुसियाज्म, सेम पैशन, सेम डिलीवर करना है ऑडियंस को कि उन्हें क्या अच्छा लगेगा. सेम बटरफ्लाइज इन द टमी की रिलीज कैसे होगी, बिल्कुल सेम है, सब कुछ बिल्कुल सेम है. आई थिंक साउथ का अभी लोगों को दिखना शुरू हुआ है, बट जब मैंने शुरू किया था व्हेन आई वाज 15 and a half, तब से मैं वही पैशन देख रही हूँ, तब से मैं वही डिफरेंट वेज ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग देख रही हूँ. तो वो हमेशा से था, थैंक्स टू पीपल लाइक राजमौली सर एंड मेनी अदर डायरेक्टर्स हु हैव मेड सच बिग फिल्म्स कि अब सब लोगों को पता चल रहा है इन सब फिल्मों के बारे में. बट ये इंटेंसिटी ऑफ मेकिंग देयर टीम प्राउड, ये हमेशा से था. And
Right.
I'm glad people are seeing it now.
Yeah. On that note, I'm gonna quickly jump to my next segment. I'm gonna ask you quick questions about the horror genre and the bhoot quiz that I'm gonna ask. Okay. So
I love this
first,
quiz name already.
so first, if you were a ghost, who would you want to haunt? It's to both Krishna and Avika. We can go with Avika first.
Avika first, please.
Wow, I love this question. Okay, so I would love to. This needs a lot of thought. Okay, matlab.
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would want to haunt.
ताकि मैं सारे
Okay.
secrets निकलवा पाऊँ of what he does, how he does. मतलब मैं सब निकलवा दूंगी.
What about you, Krishna?
I think I would haunt the airport क्योंकि वहाँ सब आते जाते रहते हैं, हर दिन 10-15 लोग तो एयरपोर्ट जाते ही है. So I think I'll sit there.
My God.
And haunt करने से I think एयरपोर्ट पे जो भीड़ होती है एंट्री गेट्स पर वो भी कम हो जाएगी.
Exactly. देखो जो वो लाइन से ऐसा जाना पड़ता है, कभी बंद कर देते हैं, वो बंद कर देते हैं. So I feel like I would be helping people get in faster.
Social service, right?
Avika, I'm not saying anything inappropriate. Don't make that face.
मतलब I'm making that face because I have to catch like many flights in the coming days. So thanks.
But she'll leave you. Okay, so what's the scariest movie you've ever watched?
Ooh.
As an audience, apart from your own film?
I loved A Quiet Place. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's not just horror, it's a lot of family emotions. I really like those actors also.
What about you, Krishna?
I think there's a film called Drag Me to Hell. So there's a really weird old lady who's got one eye. Very weird. She's dead, but everywhere, everywhere.
Okay.
Like me.
I would love to. I haven't seen it. I would love to watch it. What's the name of it?
I would also love to watch it now.
Yeah. It's what I would look like at the airport. I'll just be coming at everyone.
God.
Okay. So, कोई ऐसा favorite, favorite नहीं, like बहुत horror film cliche सुना है? What's the most heard horror film cliche that you might have heard?
नहीं यार.
I have one.
Please tell.
Please tell.
वहाँ मत जाना.
क्या?
वहाँ मत जाना. But then they all go there.
Oh God.
You get it? Avika, come on, catch up.
Very nice, Krishna, very nice. I'm proud of you.
Avika.
Okay, if you could have a crossover between 1920, your film, and any other horror movie, so kaun sa you would want to do?
The first 1920. I think that would be great.
Yeah,
the Ada Sharma one, right?
Yeah, like Ada meets Ketki.
Oh God, she was very scary. Like especially the walk when she was ulta, when she was climbing the wall.
TikTok. Yeah, I think if Ada. Yeah. 100%. If these two met, I would be very happy.
Lastly, if you were to make a bhoot squad apna friends ka, who would you want to include?
I think Dad would be a crucial member, of course. Could head it. I think Avika could play the nice one. I could play the naughty ghost.
Okay, and what would you name it as?
Ghost Butters.
Butters, nice.
I love it. My answer is the same.
And who would you want to include?
I think we can include what was that Ishan Khattar and Katrina's film?
Oh, Booth Police.
Yeah,
Both
I
police, yeah.
loved Katrina and
We
like
could add the
so
comic
hot.
timing in our group.
No, we can just add Katrina. Just
No reason needed.
no, nothing needed.
Fine. We'll just call her and let her know. If we're gonna be on.
Amazing. And lastly, you know, 3 words to describe each other. Like how would you describe each other? Because I love the chemistry between you guys, and I'm sure viewers gonna love it.
वाह, describe each other. एक एक करके बोलते हैं कृष्णा ताकि सोचने का
हाँ.
टाइम मिले.
We're mad.
Wow. Clever.
Very emotionally sound.
Wow, that's a good
Wow.
compliment to have.
Wow. Way mature than I think she is. So mature.
Brave.
Same
Wow.
brave. 1920
Hmm.
तू करे मतलब विक्रम भट्ट 1920 horror.
Brave, यार.
Very
You-
brave.
मैं तेरे को ब्रेव बुला रही हूँ यार.
मैं तुझे भी brave सामने से बोल रही हूँ.
अच्छा.
Like that. Because you know it really like now, especially now when people really judge when you come with a surname. Matlab, it's difficult to
It
you
is,
know
yeah.
hold your ground there and make sure people believe in you. You need to be brave. Matlab, ऐसा guts होना चाहिए. वाह कृष्णा.
Amazing. So, lastly, before I let you go, guys go, जितने भी अब तक ये movies आए हैं horror, I just don't want to define, restrict them to horror, but from the similar genre. उनका एक चीज बहुत common, and I was reading the YouTube comments trailer के नीचे, and that is the music.
Music.
People, yeah. So, what is it? What do you have to say on that?
I think horror film music has. I think my first memory of a horror film is Raz. Of course, there was a lot more before us, but for me, I think that was like a generation change in horror.
I think that was for all of us.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that that and the Bhatts have been known for their music, and I think I've just joined the bandwagon of horror and Bhatts and music. But I think I played the piano, and I've always loved music, and I always loved how music can express how you feel. And I think a lot of people use music to just promote, but for me, music is
Yeah.
also an expression of what's happening in the story. So that's why I think the music kind of hits other people, because they are also relating to, say, a heartbreak or a turn of events in their life, or something that pushes
Yeah.
them to move forward. That's what I feel.
Wow. Avika?
जब मैंने कहानी सुनी, जब मुझे पता चला टीम कौन है, तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं था कि म्यूजिक कैसा होगा.
Yeah.
It's a given. And just I remember set पे मैं बार-बार कृष्णा को पूछती थी कि कोई गाना रेडी हुआ हो तो मुझे सुनाओ and all of that, because that excitement of having your own songs, people singing them to you, or people just hearing it, making them a hit. I think ये जो feeling होती है ये बहुत बहुत अच्छी होती है. And साउथ में ये experience करने के बाद हिंदी में ऐसा लगता था कि ऐसे अच्छे गाने होने चाहिए. Whatever the project is, गाने अच्छे होने चाहिए. At least मतलब गाने ये तो basic है. But जब पता चला कि इतना बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है, भट्ट्स हैं, तो फिर तो बहुत ज्यादा ही कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया इस बात में कि गानों का तो कोई डर नहीं होने वाला. That's going to be
Yeah. Amazing. And on that note, I also wanted to know what are you working on next after this?
I have already shot for something with Hotstar. It's a
Okay.
Bengali web series ka remake in Telugu.
Okay.
It's called Indu. This is the one project that I have announced and I can talk about. Baki sab you have to wait.
Okay. ठीक है, चलो. Thank you so much for joining Mirchi Plus, guys, and all the very best for the movie. And Avika, many more projects. Krishna, many more projects to you. And here's wishing all the best.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Krishna Bhatt and you're watching me on Mirchi Plus.
Hi, namaste. This is Avika Gor and you're watching me on Mirchi Plus.